Speaking of AMBW relationships, in a sense,
Hmm.
did did that factor into you thinking about and conceptualizing this leading couple? Did you include anything in terms of how you wanted to make a comment politically or racially, or were there any elements like that? What sort of?
So believe it or not, what I did politically was not politicize it, right?
Okay.
And so I've had a lot of readers as I've gone through this process over the past 3 years.
Hmm.
And what I want people my goal is that they will see these two people as humans. I'm not trying to sound cheesy, but as humans. And so, because I think when folks look at someone that's different than themselves, and I hate to say this, but for whatever reason, there's a lot of socio-political reasons, but when it comes to the Asian male and the Black female,
Hmm.
these two groups, for whatever reason, I do not understand, aren't really considered the sexy leading people,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I wanted to change that. I hate to be superficial. Yes, I did make the boy fine, and he's good looking, and I made her gorgeous. Yes, I did
Hmm.
do that. But they're funny, they're clever, their story arc. I fleshed through it over and over and over again to make sure that when readers read these characters, they connected to these people on a human level. And so that was really my goal, was for folks to connect to these two characters. And then when they're looking at them, they're like, yeah, these are just, awesome people who so happen to be this particular background. You know what I'm trying to
No,
say?
I totally agree, and I love that. That's always been one of my gripes when it comes to representation. Sometimes you'll have these characters who you can tell the creators are trying to make a statement of this character exists because I want you to know that the community that this person represents is awesome. You
Yeah,
look how amazing they are. Look how
yeah,
great and beautiful their life
yeah,
is.
yeah,
By extension, if you like this character, then you should be liking their community. And sometimes it can be it's too on the nose, and it can feel a little hollow. And I
yeah,
like your approach of, instead of trying to sell you on this idea that they're perfect and they're amazing, instead I
yeah,
want you to connect with them because they're real and because
yeah.
you actually see yourself in them.
That's it. Yeah. And this is the funny thing, is that my readers, they were actually picturing these people in their own reflection, right? So
Hmm.
when a white guy read about Blada, they thought he was white, right?
Yeah.
When a black guy reads about Blada, they're thinking he's black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I had to go back and make sure that I kind of specified the features a little bit better, which always can be politically, it could be a disaster,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people get too sensitive about stuff like that. And then I was like, screw this, I'm just going to throw some pictures in there. What I'm saying? I'm just like, this is just too much. So I was like, I'm going to have to create a lot of visuals because I want to make sure that you know that this is a black woman and this is an Asian guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they read it, I'm telling you, almost everyone actually really put their selves into those characters, and they visualize those characters to be the ethnicity that they were. And that's fine. And then I'm going to throw it in your face. This is actually what this dude is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I think for some, not for everyone, it's not going to happen with everyone, but for, I think, a decent number of folks, it'll be kind of an aha moment for them because they're like,
Hmm.
oh, this dude is Asian. I'm totally relating to this dude. I see myself in him. I see this dude as being really cool, and I think that's really important, especially for the younger. It's important to kind of normalize this when folks are young,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then because sometimes, I'm not saying people can't change when they're older. Absolutely, they can change. But
Correct.
I feel like it makes a huge difference when they're young. When I was young, growing up in predominantly white communities, like my mom would wash my hair and I'd have this huge afro, then she'd take like the
Mhm,
hot comb and like straighten out my hair and all this stuff. And the hair grease and all this good stuff. And my white friends would come. I did not hide this. Okay. I did
mhm,
not hide
mhm,
this with my friends. I did not want any of this to be a secret, and not every black person was to put up with this, and I totally get it, right? But I was fine with that. I wanted them, and I let them know I think my hair is awesome. You know what I'm saying? And when I respect myself in that way, that projects with them.
mhm,
And so they found it to be awesome. When you're trying to hide, who you are, that makes a huge difference. And so my friends, years later, I was just cracking up. We were in our 20s and they were talking about, these are white girls, and they were talking about other white girls. I'm like, oh, they're so ignorant. They don't. I was like, you guys didn't know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of an example to me, like when people are young and they learn, just by exposure and just the humanization of it,
mhm,
that expands our minds and it does make things a lot different. I mean, I'm proud because when I see my friends, a lot of them became successful. They hire black folks, they hire, Latino folks, they partner with folks who are different than them, and it's not even a thing to them. It's not some they think about twice. It's just natural, and we're not going to make that with everyone, but I
mhm.
think it's important that folks who are a little bit woke do kind of take that and try to incorporate that, especially with the younger community, because that's what makes civilization a little bit better.
You know, I I really resonate with how you're making this connection between your development of 12 Realms and the reason why you pick these characters, and also looking it back to how young readers will feel being able to see this and being able to see themselves. Um, and I connect with that because I know that when I started writing, I wrote because I felt like there was a lack of representation for a lot of
Mm-hmm,
young Asian American men.
mm-hmm,
And so I wanted to put something out into the universe to be the
mm-hmm,
representation that I didn't see.
mm-hmm.
Would you say that what you're doing with 12 Realms, would that be a project that you would have liked to have read when you were younger?
That's exactly it. Yeah, that I'm, I think if you're a writer, the core part of what you write should be what you like to see, and that is something that I would have gobbled up. It ain't happening, so I just figured I better do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and like you said, that was a big inspiration for you. I know, just reading your blog, I know a little bit about you and a little bit about your journey. But sometimes you just have to say, you know what, I want something to get done. I'm just going to have to do it myself, even if
Mm-hmm.
it isn't the easy thing to do. And
Mm-hmm.
other folks who have done that, I appreciate them doing that, because it makes it easier for me and gives me a little bit of bravery, to do it. So I just think that that should be the cycle that we promote, even if it isn't always easy. So.